dreams without goal is just a dream. So it is my dream to be a successful forex trader. This is just one step closer to my dream. So like since like December, I've been receiving payouts like every month.
And we're live. Traders, welcome back to another Traders Profit series. Today we've got a trader called Abdul. It's going to give you a little bit of his history, background, his trading experience overall. Abdul, please introduce yourself.
Hi, hello everyone. If you like seeing this, hello everyone too, and have a nice day if you're watching this. So my name is Abdul Ghafoor, and I'm from Pakistan, and I'm like a full-time forex trader. I don't do any 9 to 5 job. I didn't work at all any restaurant or something like that. From a very young age, I was like very fascinated by the concept of the forex trading, and it's like a legacy to me because my father is like extremely good at it. So it is a legacy to me, and he's been like doing this for like more than a decade now, and I'm just like following his footsteps, and I want to be like a successful forex trader just like my father.
That's super interesting. Do you know what? I've never heard that story before, having your father be a forex trader before you, because forex in general is kind of
Yeah,
relatively new, right? It's since
yeah, it
like
is.
since the public got able to trade forex is what, like 25 years, 30 years odd. So the fact that your father
Yeah,
is there before you, where did he find out
my
about it?
father. Yeah, my father started working forex trading like back in 2007, I guess. Yeah, but I was like very young age, like I was 13. I used to watch all of like the current situations of like like current positions, and I've used to watch over them and tell like my father like, oh, this position is like going to be a profit now and that and that. And my father was like also like is like I'm taking too much interest in that, and I somehow I knew it like this is the thing which I want to do, and this is my passion. I want to pursue it.
That's really interesting. I'd love to hear a little bit more about that actually in general. So your father got into
Okay.
forex back in 2007. You were following him in his
Yeah.
footsteps, trying to learn the most that you could. And you also mentioned that you've never worked like an actual full time job. You've only ever traded for a living. How does that work? You've never been like in a full time job or something on the side, or
Now, I like never been to like any full-time job ever. Like I still am like a student, but I'm like completely like a forex trader. Like, and I like my father was like very generous. Of course, like he added me over a few of his like clients' accounts, so I used to like work on them under like the guidance of my father. And still, yet I'm like having my own clients now and managing their accounts and doing good business.
sounds great. I think it's always really important to have a mentor, someone who you can look up to, especially with someone who you're close with,
Yeah,
like your father. It's definitely really cool. That's the first time I've
yeah,
ever
like
heard that story of having someone in the family, because usually I hear the story of someone who wants to be a trader, like myself, for example. I want to be a trader. I
yeah,
learned how to trade, but my father, my parents, being a bit older than me, excuse me, they
yeah.
didn't understand forex trading. They didn't understand how it worked. Didn't understand what I was doing. Told me to focus on the more traditional side of studying. So it's
Yeah,
interesting to hear that you've had a completely different experience. And I guess that's the way forex trading is kind of progressing. Like when this
it
generation now
is.
goes through to have children and things like that, maybe there'll be more understanding of forex trading in the future, and it will completely change the perspective of it because it's not so new anymore, and people are used to it, and people understand that it's like actually a way that you can make some consistent money, and it actually can be
Yeah.
an income for you. So that's really, really interesting to hear. I wanted to move on to a few questions about your trading style overall. Abdul, do you have like a certain style of trading? Do you follow like a fundamental theme sort of system? Do you do indicators? Do you do candlestick patterns? What works for you? What system are you trading right now?
Okay, I used to like I use doing like I used to doing work on like MT4. Now I'm like doing on like MT5 and all of that. Like my trading style is like a little bit, like you can say like prediction and all, but like my style is like a little bit aggressive as compared to my father. I like wait for a right moment and then I hunt. Like as you know, like in forex, you don't have any like routine or stuff. Like you have to make your own routine. So what I do, I like fix a target for a day and I try to pursue it, and if I achieve it, then I like stop trading and all. Like you can get stuck with it, so that's why to avoid that, I have like specific goals to achieve them, and then I'm like good to go.
Sounds
After
good.
that,
So
it's like all holiday for me.
yeah, I mean, it sounds like you're very motivated and you know exactly what you're doing. I know that when I set out to learn how to trade, I used to be very, very aggressive like yourself in terms of trading. But when I say aggressive, I mean like stupid aggressive. Like I would look to triple my money, double my money in one trade. Obviously, I've learned a lot since then. But
It's understandable.
I guess nowadays, for myself personally, I'm a very conservative trading. The way I trade, my risk is always quite low. Depending on what I'm
Yeah,
trading,
it's
like
like
moving away from Forex, obviously I do have certain different strategies with different instruments, but it's really interesting to hear how your system is developed and how, even though you're under the wing of your father, you've learned that way. You still have little
yeah,
differences in your strategy to suit your own personality. But did you say that you mentioned before we started rolling that you like to follow a lot of the
mhm.
fundamental themes? You like to follow some of the things like on CNN. You like to follow a lot of the news events. How big is that
Yeah,
having
like
affecting your trading?
I always like keep a like close eye on the politics because politics like have like a great impact on the on our market and all. Like for example, like COVID, and COVID had like a massive impact on the like worldwide, but like on the trading view, like they had like extremely like big, big like impacts on the every currency, like every pair. So that was for some people it was like a disaster, but for some people who could kind of take advantage of it and make it generate a good amount of money. Like I have friends, like I think I consider myself lucky. I have friends who do like forex trading, and my father himself like is a legendary forex trader, and yeah, that has scope for me.
It's interesting because you look back at the last couple of years and how strange they've been for everybody, and how unfortunately a lot of people have suffered a lot of hardships. But in the very like narrow view of forex traders, there's never been a better time to be a forex trader because of the amount of volatility we have right now. Looking back at 2020, again following those fundamental themes, you see this risk on, risk off appetite. The people who want
Yeah,
to expose themselves to risk in the markets with riskier currencies, and people who want to hoard their cash in things like the dollar, the yen, the franc. You see what happens to these currencies in the height of the pandemic last year. The pound crashed through the floor. I'd never seen the pound so low in my entire career as a forex trader. So
yeah, like
it's never been a
yeah,
bad time in that sense to be a forex trader. The volatility is increasing. When you have these fundamental themes in the markets, it can have a massive effect on what's going on with the price of different currencies. So there's some good volatility that you definitely can capitalize on if you know how to, and if you've got the skill set to know how to. You obviously put yourself in a very powerful position because you've been around forex trading your whole life, and it meant that by the time you
mhm.
actually got to the point where a normal person would have to go out and start looking for actual full-time employment, you're able to sort of, well, use forex trading as
Yeah,
your
like
employment,
make a
basically.
good amount of money for me and for my clients. Like like I always tell my clients, like it's like from the book Rich Daddy and Poor Daddy. I don't work for money. My money work for me. So I always tell them that. So they're like, first of all, like when they're like a new clients, they're like, like bit of scared, like, oh, forex trading is like it's like gambling and all, or what is it? Like it's like stock. Well, stock's like different. This is different. It is fast. Stocks are like limited and they are slow. But like possibility here in our forex market, it's like sky's the limit. It's like limitless possibilities for everyone, but like it's tough. It's not that easy. Like people consider like forex trading is like easy peasy. You just like put a position and generate money and all of that. No, it it is like very like a stressful job, to be honest too. But you have to be like precise, and you have to have like a team. It's like a teamwork. It's like you cannot do it like by on your own. I have team. My father is like the like a big player. We are like following his footsteps, and yeah, everything is like just
I think
happen like that.
a big misconception with forex, and I think the way that it's sold to a lot of people is it's very, very easy. And I think
Yeah,
when you get your system up and running, just actually when you've actually done the legwork to build a system to yourself, just keeping on top of that system is quite easy if you follow the rules of the system. But what's very difficult is actually handling your emotion. It's about building yourself
yeah,
a level of discipline within your trading. But it doesn't happen
yeah.
overnight. And I think a lot of people believe that forex trading is a lot more simple than it is. It obviously is very often like in something like gambling. But in the same way,
Mhm.
the difference being is if you do forex trading right, obviously gambling, the house will always have the advantage. If you play the game long enough, you will lose.
Yeah,
But with forex
always,
trading,
always.
if you actually know what you're doing and if you apply a certain level of risk management, level of discipline, and obviously have a certain strategy in place which gives you consistent results, you can put the odds back in your favor. And that's how I've always explained to
Yeah,
people who say to me how it's very similar to gambling, and it's in fact it's exactly the same as gambling. So
yeah, it
moving
is.
forward to what you're saying about having a team around you as well, I think that's one of the big strengths of the BluFX as well, because I'm in London, you're in Pakistan, we're all together here for as traders. Because I guess it's a little bit of a different experience for you because obviously you have had a great mentor in your father, and you've had him as someone who you can connect with as a trader. But I can say from my personal experience how trading can be quite a lonely little activity. You're sat in your room like I am now. There's nobody around me. Look, there's no one here. It's just me speaking to the camera. So I'm
Yeah.
looking at my charts, doing my analysis, and you would think from this that you're the only trader in the entire world, especially in times like 2020, 2021, with these weird situations we've got going on. Everybody's at home. So to be able to connect with people around the world through a platform like BluFX and build a community and a team like that is really, really valuable. I've met some amazing, amazing people through BluFX, like yourself, like all of the amazing traders I've spoken to,
Thank you.
and it helps us come together and really rally together as traders and kind of go forward and improve ourselves. So that's a really, really interesting observation how you made about how it's so important to have a team. I wanted to
Yeah.
keep going, Abdul, with another question, something very
Okay.
straightforward and simple. Is there like a time frame that you trade on in particular? Are you more of like a longer term trader, like the 4 hour, the hourly, or do you do like scalping on the 15 minute?
Like for me, like as I told you, like mine is like a little bit aggressive, but I'm hunter at the same time. So I'll wait until like I feel it's like a right time. So then I put a little bit, and for short term, like for 30 minutes or maybe like for hour. And if some like I recently been like working on another account. It was like the person himself, he told me like he don't want to work in any currency. He want to work in like only Google and Tesla. And I was like, it is good. Strategy is like not that bad, but it's like extremely slow. So for him, I was like a long term. Sorry for that.
That's all
It
right,
was
no
like a
worries.
long-term thing, and so yeah. But like in currencies, you have to be like fast because they change like their mood. Like eventually, like if they're like sale, 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 it doesn't mean they're gonna be sale like forever. No, they change their mood. So you have to be like fast and predict the right position, right time. Then after all, like if you like get like greedy, so maybe later you're gonna regret it.
Yeah, I think having the ability to kind of, I think, especially when it comes to trend trading, having that ability to sort of identify and have certain rules within your system that tell you actually, okay, now
Yeah,
is the time to be a little bit careful in terms of when is the, because price sells or sells as you say, but one day it's going to stop selling. It doesn't happen forever. So you have to
yeah,
be aware of that. And when you factor in different time frames, you might have a longer term sale on the daily, but a buy signal in the 15 minutes. So you have to be very aware of these things, and it is a lot to manage sometimes. So that's where the experience comes in to
yeah.
kind of build that system and have these certain rules in place. I wanted to move on to your experience with BlueFX as a platform and just talk to you a little bit about how you've
Um,
used it so far and how it's helped you in your trading. Let's first ask the
yeah.
question of what account are you trading on? Are you on a light account or a pro account at the moment with BlueFX?
I guess like I'm on elite account. I guess yes, I'm on elite account, and BlueFX like played a like significant role in my trading career because like at the first like when I heard about it, I was like, no, it's like I don't think so. I wasn't sure, but then like I talked to your support, and it was like extremely friendly. Like I was like amazed, like the services that you people are providing. Like for the, I would strongly recommend the BlueFX for those people who are like suffering because of like lack of management. Like I like belong to a country like where everyone is like not that rich. Like it's like a not an extremely rich country. It's like poor country. But people here have like, talents. So like if you want to like test your talent, you have to show your talent. So BlueFX is the right thing for those people who want to like just shine like their self. Like it's a extremely great platform to be honest. And I started working with the BlueFX like back in December 2020, and since like 2020, I'm like working with them until yes this day. Like, and I'm expecting the new like I'm expecting like the next withdrawal by the end of this month. So I'm still working with you guys.
That's honestly made my day. The way you said that, from anybody from over the world, we identify that traders can come from all walks of life, and certain people are cut out to be traders. Certain people would make great traders, but they just don't have the capacity and the capital behind them to actually recognize their potential. So the fact that you said that organically without me having to say anything is just made my day completely. And the fact that I guess we are BlueFX is giving an opportunity to anybody across the planet to, if they've got trading
Yeah,
talent, to put it to their fullest of potential, actually try themselves in the financial market with the correct financial backing, and actually stand to make a really good income from exercising that talent.
yeah,
Whereas before, a lot of people don't have the 50K lying around; they need to trade 100K.
yeah.
So
That's true. That's true.
capital is one of the big
Like,
big problems for a lot of people.
yeah. Like if you like think like if there's like a fail, like, let's say like a failed like a forex trader, like he will like never have like that like cause that he said like, oh, I never get the chance and I didn't have like that much capital and that much that kind of mad money or something like that. But now BlueFX with BlueFX, like there's like chance and opportunity, and sky is the limit
Well,
for those who are like suffering.
Yeah, actually,
of the
yeah,
lack of money.
I'm with you. Obviously, you've got a lot of experience in the financial markets. You've got a lot more experience than I have. I don't mind admitting you. I'd love to ask you this question. When
Okay.
you look at forex trading, I'm sure you've seen it a
Yeah.
lot of the time. About like 90% of forex traders aren't profitable. 99% of traders aren't profitable. Is there any reason you attribute that to? Is there like a big reason why that is? What do you think is the biggest reason that's holding traders back from actually being profitable in the markets?
Like to being like as I said, like in the forex trading, like greed, it's like extremely like harmful thing for people. Like if you're like put the position and you have like a target of $100, and then you're like waiting, like market is going sales, and you're like, no, it's like it go more, like let's make 500, let's make 1,000, and this is the point where we like fail, and then from that speed let's go up. So in that interval of time, you're just like finished. All of your saving and whatever you had, it's like gone. So this is the reason. Greed, you don't have to like get placed in it. You have to come. It's gonna ruin your career. So you have to have fix like a goal, set of goal, and you don't have to like enter in the market in the daytime, in the morning, in the night, and it's not 24/7 job. It's like you have your you have to make your own like routine for that job. It is like not easy. You have to like be careful with that. It's like mad market. You can like anything can be happen. Like it's connected with the politics. So politics play this like a big role in that forex market. So yeah, I believe this is the reason why the most of the like forex traders fail in that thing, like greed.
It's interesting. I feel like greed is a massive thing. It's also handling emotion in general. I think greed, in a sense, like a reverse in a sense of not being able to accept losing money as well as wanting to make more and more and more of it. I've been in a position where
Yeah,
you think you've got the analysis right, it moves away from you, but you're just not able to cut it. You don't, you just, let it run a little bit longer, run a little bit longer. And that's when BluFX steps in with our sort of risk management protocols that we've got in place, with the AI learning that we've got,
yeah.
which stops our traders from exposing themselves in that sort of sense. Obviously, we have certain things that enhance our traders' risk structure in that sense. So that's something that a lot of people come onto the platform and say how before they were trading like this, they're good traders. They can pick a good entry, But we all know
Yeah,
if you've been in the market long enough, you can't win every single trade. So you need to have something in place where you are managing your losses in the sense that they're not destroying all of the wins you've made for the month. There's no point making
yeah,
1,000 one day if the next day you lose 5K. So it's all about
yeah. Like
managing
you have
risk.
to
It's all
be
about
like
managing
patient.
patience is a big thing as well. Like having the patience to
Yeah,
wait for those winning trades to actually go to their full potential, and also I guess not being impatient, but being very cautious with your losing trades and cutting them
yeah.
as soon as your system tells you to cut them. You can't have second guesses with your system, and that's why it's so important to build one that works for you. I wanted to move on again about more of the financial side of BlueFX. Obviously, BlueFX is something where you can grow your account and you can withdraw your profits. I wanted to ask you, have
Yeah.
you made any withdrawals yet from BlueFX? Are you working towards that? And if you have made any withdrawals, how many have you made?
Uh, uh, it's like kind of tricky because like I have made like a lot of withdrawals. Like I manage my account and I manage my father's account as well.
I'm
So
with
I
you.
make like withdrawals like by every month. I never failed it like a withdraw thing. Like back from um, December 2020, I received my first withdrawal. It was like quite surprising. Like, oh my goodness, like I finally cracked it. But I didn't consider it as like my achievement. I considered it as like one step closer to my dream. Dreams without goal is just a dream. So it is my dream to be a successful forex trader. This is just for one step closer to my dream. So like since like December, I've been receiving payouts like every month,
That's incredible.
and
That's such an achievement, and to obviously do it on a consistent basis is incredible. Very quickly, I'm going to wrap things up very shortly, but I want to ask you one more question about your BlueFX experience in general. Going
okay.
forward with the platform, you're on the light account right now. What's your like sort of medium to long term plan with BlueFX? Are you looking to progress onto the pro account and start growing your account to the $1 million level, or are you just happy to stick on the light
Yeah,
account for now?
like I want to like take it like slow and steady, but I want to go like further and further, and like looking like a future like if I like make my future in BlueFX, so then I don't need to manage other people account. Like I don't have to make money for the others. Like I'll be able to make my own. So then I don't need to do that overall. Like yeah, like slowly and gradually, I'm just like still learning, still following like my father's footsteps, and I'm seeing myself like being like a To be honest, like it's a lame thing to say before, but like I wanted to be like a millionaire before I hit my 30, and I want to be like financially independent, you know.
I think
This
that's an
is my
amazing goal
dream,
to
and I want
have.
to like teach other in my country. Like in my country, people like don't like that thing, like an internet thing or whatever. They think it's like gambling or something else. They prefer like physical businesses, like a taxi, whatever. What the hell, I don't know. But like I want to teach and like make the people aware, like the opportunities and like the possibilities they can achieve. Like they're, and meanwhile they're wasting their time in a 9 to 5 job, and in the end of it, they have nothing in their hand.
It's interesting. It takes a person like yourself to step out from the crowd, someone who to put themselves out there to go and learn a new skill, to
Yeah.
go and improve their life, and look where it's got you so far. And there's obviously so much potential for you going forward within BluFX and within your trading in general. Like what
Yeah.
you've done so far is incredible. Having to be able to withdraw every single month consistently, like you are doing, is incredible.
Yeah.
I'm sure that if you go to the pro account, you'll be growing your account in no time. But I respect, excuse me, that you're taking it slow and steady, step by step, just trying to improve your situation and just taking it slow and steady, just trying to learn as you go. And obviously, you're going to give that back to people in your country as well, which is amazing. Last question I have before I wrap things up is a question I always ask our traders when they come on interview. If somebody's watching this
Okay.
interview today, they're inspired by your
Hmm.
story. You've given a great interview today, so I really appreciate you coming on. If they're inspired by your story and they want to join BluFX, what one piece
Yeah.
of advice would you give them for success on the platform?
I would just say them like I would give them advice that I personally apply in myself. Never give up. You may fall, but never give up. Never like let the emotion like played you. Never get like the failure or whatever. Failure means like one step closer to the success. If you fall, don't give up on yourself. And the people that fail, not the thing which you're gonna like push you back. It's gonna push you further, one step more closer to your success. If you have dreams and you have like wanna be like do something with your life, don't give up, because like dreams without goal, it's just a dream. So you have to like keep going and keep yourself motivated. Don't give up on your dreams. And everyone, like every single forex trader in this world is special, and they are chosen one. In my perspective, in my view, you and me and every single trader is a chosen one. So yeah, don't underestimate the potential of this platform. I would just give that advice to them.